on this video, you probably have a pretty good idea from the thumbnail that I'm really frigging frustrated right now, and that the weird knitting needle saga still wages on. How it has managed to get this screwed up over one pair of knitting needles. It should not have been this hard, and it probably still isn't even over yet, so there might still be yet one more video to this in the future if it fails yet some more. So okay, in the last update that I did on this, the company had actually mailed me a replacement pair of needles, but the problem was they were not the same size as what the complaint was over, therefore completely unhelpful to resolving this issue. So I figured, alright, you know what I'll do? I'm going to buy one more pair of them, and if they're perfect, then awesome, I'll just consider it problem solved and I got a free pair of needles out of it. And if not, then I guess that'll be the pair that I mail to them, because those I'll know not to try and wash first, because the first pair I scrubbed down, and by the time I heard back from them wanting me to mail them those, I was like, oh, I kind of went out of my way trying to disinfect them. Alright, that's probably not very helpful to your investigation figuring out what's wrong, but alright. So I figured, alright, if it happens again with another pair of needles, I'll stick them right back in the package, stick that package in the envelope, and mail it off to them. So, my Joann's order came in yesterday. My replacement needles were in there. I opened them up and was so scared that I didn't even have the heart to be the first one to sniff and see if they had the same weird thing going on with them that the first pair did. So I handed them to my dad and I was like, alright, moment of truth. Is there anything weird on him? He was figuring, yeah, right. And I was, oh no. I could tell just by that, crap, it happened again, didn't it? I was like, does it smell like barf again? He's like, a little bit. I was like, oh no. Alright. So I went around the house. Each person smelled them, so I have witnesses that it is in no way psychosomatic. This is legit a thing. So, that answers one question, that the other pair was not an isolated incident. There is definitely more of these floating around even than just the two I have been unlucky enough to end up with. So, as promised, I stuck them right back in the package, stuck that package in the envelope, and had him mail it off today for me. Who knows when we'll actually hear back from the company on if they found anything in their investigation about it, or anything else, or if they're even going to contact me. All I care about is that this gets resolved, because this should not be a thing. Something's very wrong here with that batch, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if there was a contamination issue. I don't know if they screwed up something in the finish. I don't know what's going on, but I would really like them to fix it, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I've been making a point of posting on all the craft boards and craft groups that I'm a member of, letting them know about this whole saga as it's unfolded, and that if anybody else is experiencing this, please write to the company and let them know that you're experiencing it too, the same freaking ones, because I tried Googling this and nothing came up about it. So it must be a fairly newish issue, I would imagine, because otherwise I imagine there would have been something about this somewhere online. And I have been hearing back from some people that they too have run into this. So definitely not at all an isolated incident, not even isolated to this state, not even isolated just to the batch that went to that particular warehouse that's mailing them out for Joann's. It is definitely a thing. So, what am I supposed to do now in getting a pair of those that don't smell like vomit and aren't contaminated? I figured, alright, I will give the brand one more shot. However, I said the brand. I did not say the same line of needles. These were with the Silvalooms. I am going to be buying from the Quicksilver line this time. The Silvalooms are made out of aluminum. Quicksilvers are made out of some type of metal encoded in ceramic. Now, while I could argue that I never had a problem prior to this with the Silvalooms either, I've legit never ever had a problem with the ceramic ones. I've never even had a pair of those break, and I've had quite a few aluminum ones break because it's just hollow metal. It's contrary to popular belief, they are not a solid pole of metal. They are actually fairly thin metal and easily bend and snappable if you exert any effort on it. But yeah, they're very much hollow. I have discovered this through trial and error more than a few times. Not trying to, it just worked out that way. But, yeah, so, gonna buy the same size, but in the ceramic variety. If I still somehow have the same freaking problem with that too, then apparently I'm up a creek, because I've looked around other brands, and apparently this is not that common of a size to carry. Didn't think it was gonna be that hard to find, just straight up size 10. Not 10 and a half. Not the longer variety of them, because I have a pair of the longer variety. They're just really cumbersome to work with if you're trying to work quickly. Yeah, just the regular length, size 10, should not be this freaking hard. I am so frustrated. I am so freaking done at this point. I'm just like, you know what? If it comes down to it, I guess I'll just use the extra lengthy ones that are really just a pain in the ass to use if you're making anything other than a sweater. Because I'm trying to make scarves with them, and the needles are like this freaking long. Now, imagine two of them, and it's like, yeah, don't try and sit next to anything, and careful not to poke yourself in the face with them while you're working with them or anything, or stab yourself in the leg with it. They're a pain in the ass. I do not enjoy working with the super long needles. It's very rare that I require to work with the ones of that length, but if it comes down to it, I will suck it up and do that, but I'm really hoping that the frickin' ceramic pair just won't have this problem. I know, it must sound so stupid to non-crafters why I'm getting this livid over a fucking pair of knitting needles, but this whole thing has dragged out for over a month and trying to get it resolved, and every single step of the way, it finds a new way to get fucked up, and I'm like, again, it shouldn't be this hard. It just really shouldn't. I suppose I could also swap in a slightly different size and just hope that it works out, because at least the scarves I'm making, I'm also writing the patterns for, so it's not like I'm trying to fit a specific locked-in size or something, but it's the concept of the matter of I should be allowed to have that size in my arsenal just as easily as anybody else, and should not have to put up with them smelling like literal vomit. And it's really concerning to me that of all the things they could possibly have a weird stench on them that smells like, it smells like vomit of all things. That raises so many red flags to me. So, I don't know. I do not trust it. That's why these went straight back to the freaking company. And hopefully they can figure out what the hell is going on here, because, oh my gosh, it's so bad. So awful. If they can at least figure it out, maybe I could just buy directly from the company at that point, and not from a retailer that probably still has old stock and would just keep going through this cycle of the shitty ones that have a problem. Unless if somebody at the company had a brain and did a recall on them. That would be the smart thing to do. Destroy the messed up ones and replace them. Should not be that hard. But apparently it is, for some unknown reason. Like I said, it shouldn't be, and I don't know why it is, but my goodness, it's so frustrating and headache-inducing. It makes me rage. Oh my god. All I want to do is make a fucking scarf. Is that so horrible? Like, okay, let me just show you an example of what the longer variety looks like and how much of a pain in the ass this is to work with. Okay? Hold on just a moment, because I have them fairly nearby. Yeah, right over here. Okay, got it. Okay. So, these needles are incredibly lengthy. This is not the length of a normal knitting needle. Normally they'd stop about, like, here. So, just for an example, I'm not even going to actually do anything because I don't have the exact stitch pattern memorized off the top of my head. It does look cool though, doesn't it? But just to have them both going, do you see this wingspan that's going on here, bumping into things left and right, and just the motions? It's like I'm practically rowing a boat of some sort. This is not optimal for making a scarf. It's not. I'm almost banging into the camera. It's so bulky, and it's a pain in the butt, and I'm trying to re-roll this back up. But yeah, it shouldn't have to be this way. I should be able to have the normal ones. And oh, actually, I still have the skinny ones that they sent me that were the wrong size, and I can show you a length comparison of one next to the other. Yeah. Both starting at the same spot. The shorter ones end like right here. So that's that much extra that's just being problematic. So, yeah. That. Not thrilled, but what can you do, right? Oh my god. What even people, I don't get it. I don't understand. I do not understand for the life of me how this is so overly complicated to the point that this is at. But it is what it is, and apparently that is where things stand currently with it. Hopefully, the next installment of this, when I get the ceramic ones, will be the last one, and they'll just be fine. Otherwise, I guess I'll reevaluate my plan again, as I've been doing every step of the way in. So, yeah, anyway,